president, I'm sure, yesterday, meeting. First, do you care to bring us up to speed as to the reasons or reason for the meeting held with the president?
Well, thank you very much. The Constitution of Liberia provides that we have three distinct branches of our government, and they have to collaborate, coordinate for the smooth operation of the workings of the Republic of Liberia. And so, the president, in the order of making sure of coordination, basically met with the speaker and members of the Honorable House of Representatives, inclusive of the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia on yesterday, and they had a conversation about the country.
Now, so what was the major takeaway? I know the conversation was about the country, but what were they specific about?
Well, and so the lawmaking body, and specifically the doyen of the legislature, being the Deputy Speaker Thomas Pankafala, spoke on behalf of members of the House of Representatives, and he was quick to commend the president, thank the president for his intervention, helping in helping in the process of resolving the recent impasse at the House of Representatives. Commending the president for that. And so yes, and it was in the business of making sure that the three distinct branches of the government coordinated very well. And so that's how it went on yesterday.
Okay, and we also heard from the media that some members who used to be starred on the minority bloc, they were asked. They all were asked to do a photograph with the president, but they walked away, and they indicated that they were not quite pleased. Were you around? Did you see anything of that nature happening?
Well, what I can say to you, Sobert, as we are on the national radio station, the platform is to be able to say to you clear cut that if you were to watch on, because it was not a secret, all of the members, it was very inclusive, as a matter of fact. The meeting was inclusive, and I speak to you as the spokesperson of the House of Representatives that the meeting was basically cordial. It was inclusive because we have all sides.
Okay.
Now, we don't have anything called majority bloc, minority bloc. We have the honorable House of Representatives. And so the president was even amazed to see the numbers of people, over 60 members.
Okay.
Over 60 members of the House of Representatives attended.
Okay. Many thanks.
Right. So the point of people walking up, I didn't really see that.
Okay, you didn't see that.
Everybody participated. Everybody. If you watch the videos, you follow, everybody participated. The elects of Masoret County district number 7 representative.
Okay.
District number 7 representative on Emmanuel Da. He was
many thanks, Robert. We really appreciate your time. Many thanks.
Thank you so much.
Okay, he's Robert Haynes. He's the spokesperson of the House of Representatives. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat. Kindly share the show. Just go on your phone or your laptop and go to the search and you just tap Nighttime Heat, just 3 words. You're going to watch the show and you share the show as well. We want you to share the show for your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners to also be on top, to be in the loop of what is happening tonight. Besides, we are also live on our YouTube channel. Again, go to where they have the search and then you tap Nighttime Heat. As soon as you tap the 3 words, you're going to be live on the YouTube channel. And then don't just watch, subscribe. I want you to subscribe to the Nighttime Heat the YouTube channel. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat right here. This program comes on. That is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. This program is basically intended to serve all sides, the opposition, the imposition, the non-position, all of you. You can come on this program. It's not a one-sided program. No. Not a one-sided program. We're not contemplating that. We're contemplating giving all sides the opportunity to come and speak your mind. It's about just espousing, promoting the image of Liberia. That's the interest of this program. That's the agenda of the program, just to promote the interest of our dear country, Liberia. So all sides can come on this program and we talk about Liberia. If there's anything positive, we're all going to talk about that. If anything negative, we're all going to talk about that. So that's the essence of this program. Tonight, we'll be looking at, is there a crisis, a renewed crisis in the offing in the House of Representatives? We are hearing about crisis over the appointment, a growing crisis, in fact, over the appointment of heads of committees by the Speaker, Rachel Corn. So some of his colleagues are not quite pleased about that. In fact, local dailies have been reporting that it amounts to a chemistry for a renewed crisis in the House of Representatives. So we'll be looking at that tonight. We do expect our Montserrat County Representative Small Mulba. He will be on our platform. We earlier expected Montserrat County Representative Dixon Sibo, but in the last meeting, he took a check. He said, "What? Unfortunately, I will not be able to appear on the program." Let's try to speak with our reporter from Lofa County, Moses Mwen. Moses Mwen is our reporter from Lofa County. Moses, you have to leave the noise.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, you can be in the noise and we talk. So the search is ongoing in Lofa. The search concerning the missing child. What's the status now?
Yeah. So let me say thanks ever so much, Mr. George, for having me connected to the nighttime heat. So the search for the missing child, Faisal Agre, is still ongoing in Konya Town, Zozo District, since he went missing on the 15th of May 2025, and up to current, the search is on. Is yet to be found.
Has the police maybe arrested anyone in connection to the mysterious disappearance of the child?
Well, according to what we've gathered from family sources and other reliable sources from Konya Town, that no one has been arrested, but people has been questioned based on the way the incident occurred. And according to what we've gathered from family sources and permanent citizens of Konya, and those who also went on the farm where Faisal Agre, the 2 to 3 year old boy who went missing on the 15th of May 2025. And it was on the morning hour of a Thursday when it's like people in the community that Faisal was like he's like staying with his grandmother, his mom and dad. They are in the Konya Town, so he was like staying with his grandmother, trying to bring him out. So, but he was like in connection with with some neighbors in that particular area. So, on the day that they were going on the farm to scratch the farm, this is the scratching season, though. Women are normally involved into that. So, when they were going on the farm, Faisal was like crying, trying to join the other people. But a girl in the community who they were going on the farm, and she told the grandmother that Faisal is crying, but who Faisal, we're going on the farm, we're coming back. And the grandmother said to the lady, or to the little girl, the minor age around.
Hello? Oh, we lost Moses. We missed him anyway. We didn't lose him. We'll miss him. Sometimes I hear people saying we lost. No, we didn't lose. We missed him. He will come back on the air. I'm sure as soon as we establish contact with him. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat. Please share the show again. We are asking you to share the show so that your friends, your relatives, and loved ones can also be on top of what is happening. You just go on your Facebook page and you tap Nighttime Heat. It's easy. It's not something difficult to do. It's not complicated. Just tap Nighttime Heat on your page, and then you're going to watch the show and you share the show as well. Likewise, on YouTube, go on your YouTube and tap Nighttime Heat. When you tap it, again, you watch the show and you subscribe to our YouTuber's channel. We want many of you to share the show so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners also can be on top of what is happening. They can also be in the loop of what is happening on the nighttime heat. Tonight, we'll be looking at, is there a renewed crisis in the offing in the House of Representatives over the appointment of heads of committees. We understand some lawmakers are not quite pleased. In fact, we are getting reports that few of them, in fact, have asked for some permission to go out on medical or other leave, and some are mounting a toll, what they call indirect protests against the leadership of Rachel Cole. We hope that is not the reality. Again, share the show. Just go on your Facebook page and you tap Nighttime Heat. You'll be able to share the show, or you go on your YouTube channel and you tap Nighttime Heat to watch the show live and to also subscribe. You're listening to the program, The Nighttime Heat. Okay, let me talk about this quickly. It came up, during the. I'm still awaiting my panelist, Moses Sandy. I'm sure Sandy will shortly join me so that we can have our discussion this evening before our guests can come in. There's this issue I want to talk about, and of course, it's been trending. Lone Star GSM Company in hot water as President Boyka ordered immediate investigation. President Joseph Yuma Boyka has ordered the Central Bank of Liberia and the Liberia Revenue Authority to investigate and take control of a reported 20% share in Lone Star sell MTN mobile money on behalf of the Liberian people. This surprising revelation was shared during his monthly cabinet meeting when he disclosed that an investor connected to the company suggested that the 20% share rightfully belongs to the government and people of Liberia. So if that's the case, that there is a 20% share, and that money is being either siphoned or being used, put it that way, by few individuals, I think the investigation is necessary to unearth that, especially with the way things are ongoing and the government is trying to raise revenue for the purpose of improving the lives of our people. I think it is utterly callous for few individuals to be the beneficiaries or being the wants to benefit from that 20% share. But I know if that investigation is conducted, I don't think the Lone Star Cell will be held liable or responsible, because either those eating that money or benefiting from that 20% share maybe from individuals from the LTA, the Liberia Communication Authority, but it can be anybody else going to the Lone Star Cell MTN to get the 20% share that's supposed to be going towards the Liberian people's benefit. So we're hoping that our investigation can be fast-tracked. We're hoping that it can speed up that investigation. It's quite necessary so as to know who is behind or who's eating that 20% share and denying the Liberian people their share of that monies. So it was quite, excellent on the part of the president to have ordered an investigation. We really want to know who's behind that. Is it those who are at the LTA? Are they the ones involved in the eating of the 20% share? Or who are those involved? So we really want to know, and we're hoping that the investigation can be fast-tracked. We're hoping that the investigation can be speeded up, so we can know, because it's quite necessary. That's the Liberian people money. 20% share, a lot of money. So hoping that investigation can be conducted in the soonest possible time, so that we get to know basically what's happening. Again, share the show. Just go on your Facebook page and you tap Nighttime Heat. As soon as you tap Nighttime Heat, you're going to get the show. You're going to watch it on your Facebook page live, and then you share it as well. Besides, you can go on your YouTube channel. You know, when you go on the, when you go on the top of your phone, you see YouTube. Just go to the search and tap Nighttime Heat. Also, you'll be able to watch the show, and after which you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel. The Nighttime Heat has on the YouTube channel. We also have our Facebook channel, and we are on Facebook page, rather, and we are going live on both the channel and the page. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat right here on Pram FM 105.5. Again, Pram FM 105.5. That's the station that's relaying this program, that's airing this program. Also have a couple of stations that are relaying in Monrovia, the Witness 102.3, also Kintuman in Lofa, Kekema in Nimba, and Kwatika in Bon County, also happen to popularize this show, to relay this show. Very shortly, I'm sure we'll be taking a break, but in the meantime, let me encourage you to share this show. This show is for all Liberians, for the Yana boys, for the marketers, for the pemper riders, the keke riders, those who are in position, the government ministers, the senators, the representatives. This show is for all of you. Those who are not in position, this show is for you. Those in the opposition, the CDC, the ANC, and all the other C's, you can come on this program, and we have a splendid discussion. I know one for all the views to be reflected. It's not a one-sided show where you look, sometimes you listen to some shows, you only hear about the opposition, or you listen to another show, you only hear about the government. No. This one for all the commoners, or the market people, the Yana boys. You all can come on this show and we can talk about Mama Liberia. Our agenda here is to only espouse the interests of our country. Liberia matters to all of us, and whatever affects this country affects all of us. So when it comes to talking about Liberia, we all should be involved with talking about our country and finding solutions to a couple of problems affecting us. Again, share the show. Just go on your phone and you tap Nighttime Heat. As soon as you tap the Nighttime Heat, you'll be able to get a show and watch it on the Facebook and share the show. Again, we are live on our YouTube channel. On your phone, you got YouTube there. Just go to the search and you tap Nighttime Heat. As soon as you do that, the 3 words, you're going to subscribe. You're going to watch this show. Very shortly, we take a break, and then we'll be right back. Let's try to take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, we are back on the Nighttime Heat again. We want to encourage you to share the show, please. Just go on your Facebook page and you tap Nighttime Heat. And of course, you have the opportunity to share the show, to watch the show live. And also, you can go on your YouTube channel and you also share the show. Go on YouTube channel rather and subscribe. You watch the show live and you subscribe as well. Very, very shortly, we'll have our guests joining us. Representative Smo Molba will be joining us, and then we discuss about Liberia. The question we are asking tonight is there a crisis in the offing, a renewed crisis in the offing in the House of Representatives. Let me try to bring on Moses Sandy, my panelist. Moses, welcome to.
Thank you, Sabbath. It's a pleasure, man. Look, at my end, yet traffic being extremely crazy, Sabbath, extremely crazy. Inclement weather, But it's good to be here with you this evening.
Okay, many thanks, Moses. We really appreciate your time on the Nighttime Heat. But before you came, we still expecting our guest as soon as he joins us. Smo Molba will start the discussion. Representative Smo Molba will start with the discussion. But before you came, I held a couple of interviews. One with the spokesperson of the House of Representatives, and then our reporter in Nimba and our reporter in Lofakara. In Nimba, I understand tension erupted there over the death for the Burkina, and so we had a discussion earlier before we came. I also spoke about a revelation made by a startling revelation made by the president during his cabinet meeting when he said that some 20% share of Lone Star MTN is supposed to be going towards bettering the lives of our people. It's for the Liberian people, but that money has been diverted. It's been used by someone and some individuals. And so I was saying that we're hoping that the investigation can start and it can be speeded up, because we need to know who's behind. Is it the LTA people consuming that money? We need to know that so that the appropriate action can be taken. Or who's behind that? Because according to the president, he was tipped by a partner, an investor. I think someone connected to the Lone Star cell. So I think you yourself will also share my thought on that as well, Moses.
Definitely, I agree. I know a little about the situation regarding the 20%, share. But if the president is asking for a probe in order to get to the bottom of this, I think that's laudable. Let it investigate, and so we get to know what really happened or what is happening to that 20%. But quickly, I want to talk about the news interview you had with the spokesman of the House of Representatives regarding the meeting held with President Joseph Mabuaka. And I heard the spokesman say that the lawmakers led by Speaker Coon went to meet with the president and to tell the president thank you for his intervention. I have a different take on it. I would say instead of going to tell the president thank you for his intervention, I think they went to tell the president thank you, that he, Mr. President, mission accomplished. When I say mission accomplished, because everything that happened in the house, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. It was the making of the executive branch of government. The president and the executive branch of government supported the rebellion to the fullest. They provided the funding, they put those guys in hotel, they bribed lawmakers, they did everything they could to make sure that Kofa becomes a history. Now, the outcome of the crisis shows that despite all the political maneuvering, Kofa still came out as the victor. He's a winner because he held them to, I mean, he held their feet to the fire and he showed that they're not there pushing outside the window, but instead they went through uh, the, uh, the legal process. They conformed to the rules of the House, and a speaker was elected. So instead of saying that the president, or he thanking the president for intervening, the president was indeed an enabler. The lawmakers were just mere surrogates. The president used them to accomplish his will. That's my personal take on that.
Yes, it could be, and I don't want to dismiss what you said. It's possible that that could be the reason for the meeting going to have the president informed that the mission has been accomplished, and we've come. But like he said again, we don't want to also dismiss what he said. He said basically they want to seek some approval, from the president also. Some support for strengthening the coordination amongst the three branches, and we could lend a couple of interpretations to their meeting. But it's good that the meeting was held. I think we need to move forward. We've been lacking behind as a country, as a people. We know what the crisis, the almost 6 months or 7 months crisis in the House of Representatives. We know what it did to our development program, started and slow it. So hoping that everything can be over, but with what is obtaining, and which we are about to talk about, the issue of appointments of heads of committees, that sparking makes reactions now from some of our people, especially lawmakers. We'll shortly play the video so you can listen to Representative Eugene Colley. He was quite explosive on that. We're hoping that that should not, hoping that it shouldn't again degenerate or devolve into a full-blown crisis like what ended in recent time. We're just hoping that, Moses. But shortly we'll be playing the video.
Yeah, I hope that the current situation doesn't degenerate. Again, what this administration has done is that the administration has set a real bad, precedent. That a group of people can get together today and say, hey, we don't want you, and they can just store everything in the House of Representatives. So that has become precedent. And don't forget, whether we like it or not, we have a divided House. We have a toxic work environment in the House of Representatives. There are people who strongly believe that the former speaker was not treated rightly. There are also people who strongly believe that Cohn is a man. So you have a divided House. And in a situation like that, since Cohn was elected as speaker, the best thing is to reach out, or Sobot, reach out, treat people as human beings, make sure that the leadership is inclusive. You cannot make it all, the winner takes it all, and that's what happened. Most of the guys are upset. From what I read today, they are upset that committees, standing committees in the House, all those who supported the former Speaker Kofa, they were all stripped of their positions. All the positions were given to those who stand with Richard Cohn and the executive branch of government. And that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, surely. Let's try to play this tape from Representative Eugene Colley. I think he was interviewed yesterday. Let's try to hear him. We're still expecting the small Colley to call him. But before we play the tape, we try contacting some of those who are in the majority bloc close to the speaker. One was Representative Colette. We spoke with him yesterday, and Moses. He spoke very lengthily, and but from what I deduced, so one thing he said, they from that end do not want to give credence to their colleagues who are raising the issues about the speaker pointing or removing individuals who are not loyal to him. He said they don't want to give credence to that because it could also spark off into crisis, and they don't want to give credence to that. But then he asked a question and said, Saba, let's assume that, I think we saw that President Walker took over. Did he retain the ministers of George Weah, or did he? And that squarely was an answer. But we'll talk about that, Moses. We'll talk about that. Let's try to play the tape quickly as we wait Smoke Collie to come on.
Yes,
President. So that's the first place, they didn't tell the truth.
Right.
And when we got in there, we were not given the opportunity to speak. Without introducing yourself, we did not speak. There are still burning issues. But I mean the president to know that everything is okay. There's nothing okay yet.
Do you have a burning issue?
Of course.
So you thought you were going to be given
our
opportunity
own
to speak
rule,
with the president?
our own rule 54.1 talks about committee. Before a committee is taken for anybody, there should be a two-term majority to take, which is 49.
Are you the only person just in charge?
I am not the only person. We are many. Almost the 26 of us that were on the side of the former speaker. They are marginalized us.
I have come to represent the people of District 7 in my country. There is a speaker. Whatever.
Okay. So you listen to Representative Eugene Colley. Recently is Quam, which just been joined by Representative Smoke Molba. He's on. Let's try to get Representative Molba on quickly. Rep, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Sabo. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Moses, I'm sure you want to greet our guest also. Moses.
Yeah, are you hearing me? Are you hearing me, Saba?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm
Okay,
sure you want to our guest.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Representative Modba, it's a pleasure to have you, and I hope that we can have a very fruitful and rewarding discussion this evening. And so I just quickly want to say that, like you heard the honorable say in the video, we have a problem in the House of Representatives. Many people wouldn't know. Let me make this self-disclosure. So, but besides being a journalist, I'm a clinical social. My job is to sit and talk to people, conflict resolution. To hear a member of the House of Representatives say, "Oh well, do listen to those people, man. We got things under control." That's what we consider to be dismissive. You don't recognize the feelings of other people. You're being insensitive, and when you go in a leadership situation, when you are in a crisis situation and you conduct yourself like that, things just escalate. That's arrogance. You can do that. These people are human beings, sober. The 26 people who stood with the former speaker, they are human beings. For someone to dismiss their emotion, then I think we are headed back to trouble. Let me start.
Okay, you can start there. Let's try to hear from Mr. Representative Smoke Molba. Again, welcome to the program. We've been reading in the local dailies about some renewed tension or renewed disagreement. Again, that is popping up in the House of Representatives over the appointment of heads of committee. We understand that the Speaker, Rachel Cohn, is appointing only those of his loyalists and not people from the other bloc. The division is still there. We just played a tip from Eugene Colley, who was very, very angry and spoke his mind. But let's hear from you, Representative Molba. What is it that you're hearing from the House?
I think, first of all, we that have to do with the speaker, because we always like looking towards the speakership where they have issue with the speaker, and so good. I think we came to a conclusion with the issue of that conflict, as my brother just stated. That we still have underlying issue that we also need to look at. For our rule book, the House's rule book. Here is the rule book. Here is it. From this rule book, there's the law that guides us at the House. So in this book, the issue of the speaker came about. We aligned with the Constitution, and we saw discrepancy. The court came up with a ruling, and we went into resolution from our end, and we had a solution. And the entire thing is that people are still looking after not just the speakership. People are looking after other colleagues. They were placed on appointed by the speaker on various position, various committee. And to chair the committee, according to our rule book, Rule 54 of our rule book, that make mention of vacancy and absence of committee. 54.1 says that all committee chairperson and members shall serve for 3 years, but only the chairperson subject to majority. So the issue of another issue of removing those that honorable court. So I see it administrative thing that could be handled by the present leadership. If the prudent person, one person thing to do is to make sure that we go according to law, or we find means to resolve chair by two-thirds vote. So with that, I think they are to be seen in future. That I think indeed we have a solution to the conflict, but I think we have some underlying issue that we need to look at. Yeah.
Now, so with what is obtaining, Representative Molba, is it what we're hearing and reading the papers, and from what your colleague also said, Representative Eugene Corley, is it true that the speaker is not appointing heads of committee in line with the rules of the House?
He's right. Most of the appointment I was in line with the rule of the House, because we already have people that occupy those positions. The focus on the speakership aspect of the impasses, and we have resolution that we all abide. Because we listened to the speaker on Thursday, it was Thursday that he made the appointment to place people on committee. And I take place on people on committee is against the rule that we have here. So, and one thing about the House that I'm the House, there should be a merit-based system where people are qualified can obtain a position. Job analysis where we try to mark those there with their qualification, because you can have somebody from the health, you take them and put it on ways and make no sense. You get that? When we also have issue when it comes to discrepancy with the position, the very position. We have young people in the House. We have so many young people, roughly about 13 young people that should have occupied the position of youth and sport, right? You can have someone who is an elder person into that position without, appointing any position or a young lady on the position. We have Masale, who was the former youth and sport person, committee chairperson. Then we have Zina Norman, we have Eugene, Foko. They are all young people that need to occupy. I'm excluding myself, right? But we have young people that need to occupy position than elder person. You can have an older man, right? So how can we align this with our people out there? How can we advocate for the young people, right? So I think there are so many things we need to do, even with the issue of job. People who are high school graduate without the requisite credentials, occupy position, they were given appointment. Let's look at the issue of the Ministry of the Committee on Labor. People appointed have the rightful qualification, right? So high efficiency in the house. So there are so many things we need to look at, right? For me, I want a merit-based system where we can vet people who have the potential, do the work, people who can make sure that the president is met. I think that should be our focus. Yeah.
Now, before my colleague can come in, was this part of some of the claims, allegations that those who removed former Speaker Kofa, was this part of the claims that they had against him as well? That he also appointed individuals in, contrary to the rules of the House of Representatives? Wasn't this part of the allegation they had against him?
So the issue here, Sabo, all around the world, even the International Labour Organization, even to that of our Dean Work Eye, people, there should be a recruitment process, there should be a vetting process, a selection process where people can select and have the right people in position. Whether the issue of Kofa, because even the issue of Kofa, I took Kofa then, I said, Kofa, we need to create a youth. People can send in their CV and go to TV to make sure we align people in the area. Because you can have somebody with labor, like that's, for example, our popular policy. You can take accountant and place an accountant to the labor committee. You have no good result. So whether it's from Kofa, whether it's from the Rachel Kuhn, we need to have a system where we have a process where we vet people based upon their credential. It came up with another person came up with, they say that they are not everyone not everyone lawmaker who are educated. People were elected, people were voted based on their work, people were voted based on the way they associate with other people. So this guy and send him there to represent us, right? But then what you can do is to play somewhere. He could be a member of that committee, but not where you have the committee, a document or bill to analyze, to go through. People who have the ability to do so. People who have the ability to do so.
Okay. Moses. You are muted, Moses. You are muted.
Still not getting.
Moses, you are muted. Okay, you're listening to the Nighttime Heat. You can. Okay, I'm hearing you now.
Okay, so I'm saying that I definitely agree with Honorable Morba. The appointment, selection of committee heads, committee members, that should be based on work experience, education, because you want to see productivity, you want to see efficiency. It should not be about, the Honorable Morba's friend, or it's Mr. George's friend, it's Mr. Semi's friend. But the gentleman you bring in, what is his experience? Some of you and I are journalists. We cannot chair the Committee on Ways, Means, and Finance. We'll be misplaced. And that's the point the Honorable is driving. So if these people came after Kofa, they say, Kofa, you did not conform to the rules. Then you cannot be a hypocrite. If you say you did not want Kofa, because Kofa allegedly appointed people to the committee, not taking into consideration their work experience, the education, you cannot come and repeat the same problem. So, Honorable, what is the way forward? That's the question.
I think the way forward came from the vice president, Honorable Jeremiah Cohn. I think it was a brilliant idea, and I accepted it. Where he told the two colleagues, the deputy to that of the speaker, that you need to have an inclusive team where you have to take people from the other side, take people from your side, and align them together, place them together so that we can have an effective process. So I think the way forward is to make sure that he just needs to align few people from our end, because from their end, they may have the number. I always say that they have the number, which is 43. But to have qualified people from that side is very difficult. So one thing is we could do as the House of Representatives is to set up a committee where this committee will be responsible for vetting lawmakers. So whether this time around or whether 2029 upward, you have this committee set up. When people come in, they bring in their credential, their CV. You go through their CV, so that we can have, as he said, productivity, right? That's one thing, and efficiency, so that we all can work in one accord, so that we can make sure to foster the agenda of our country. Yeah.
Now, Representative Mulbah, with what is obtaining and with the growing disenchantment, some of your colleagues not happy with the manner in which the speaker is appointing his heads of committee. What do you think could be the fallout? What do you think could be, the fallout from the way the speaker is handling things, with especially where your colleagues are not happy?
Yeah, so Sabo, you see, the thing here is this. I think from the initial stage, we had a conversation, and I told you, what is eating the house up is the issue of greed, the issue of people taking the issue of committee different. People feel that when it comes to committees where you go and make a lot of money, which of course that's not the work of the lawmaker. Your work is not to go, your oversight work is not to go to the very company, go to the very ministry and make sure that you have something in the budget, to make sure that you have something from the very concession. That's not what we were called for. That's not what we were elected for. We're elected to make sure with governors, we have the regular people, right? But then to see people with the issue of we have different perspective. My thing of committee would be to go and work. Another main thing is that I would get rich over time, which is wrong. So this issue of committee, I think is one thing that we need to look at, because I think that what brought Kufuor down, the issue of committee brought Kufuor down, and Richard Quinn is going towards the same area, right? Where people will be given committee, people from outside guys, others may not be happy. If the opposition they will also not be happy. They will not be happy. So at the end of the day, another 1 year, if people try to find grouping, right? And we come back against Richard Coon. So it's a very difficult game, right? I also pity Richard Coon, because to make decision where you have to incorporate other people and man for his deputy job, you may not be satisfied, and he's going to have a cluster somewhere, and they will come back on you. So the issue of committee should be a vetting process. Now, look at their document, whether it's within, internally, or yeah. Go ahead.
So you think that with the growing disagreement and unhappiness amongst some of you, it may likely spark off again into a renewed crisis, isn't so?
Yeah. So yeah. The thing is this: we have people who plays. We have in here. Because the thing here, if you have a process, if I'm not qualified, I will send my application in. Then definitely I know the job is not for me, right? No need to go in and right? But where you have people believe that they can sit there to make money, because the thing is all about people having big. The issue here is this: you have a system, right? A merit-based system where we have it will be internal or external, where we have process. Go to their very location. If you do that, there won't be an argument. There won't be the appetite for greed, right? Everybody see that if I can apply through my for this job, right? Then it helps everyone. But when people believe that I'm from this, whether I'm educated or not, I need to be on this committee, and whether I know the job, I need to be on the committee. That's the wrong thing. At the end of the day, beautiful, because you place people on position, they understand nothing about it, then we can get out.
Now, the two guys who are not pleased with the way the speaker is proceeding, they two all raise it. They two express your unhappiness, your displeasure about that to the speaker, maybe during the sections or maybe in a private meeting.
The first thing the speaker did when he took office after the election, he said that I'm here to position as it relates to the block, right? That's the first thing that came from him. If you really look at the tape, listen to the tape, that's what he said, right? You supported me, but I'm here to reaffirm. So reaffirming it, he came back with the same old list of members, right, with various positions. So we're coming with the same old list and not making it inclusive, right? I think we make a conflict, right? Because when you do stress management and conflict, you may have a settlement, but in there is a wound, right? And you cannot wound, then definitely it will stack up again to another something that we all be looking at. Yeah.
Okay, so you can share the show. Just okay, he's worried about that. That's Representative Smoke Molba of Montserrat County. You can share the show. Again, just go on your Facebook page and you tap Nighttime Heat. As soon as you do that, you watch the show live, and you also share the show for your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your family members, your partners as well, to also be on top of what is happening on the Nighttime Heat tonight. We are looking into whether there's a new crisis in the offing in the House of Representatives over the appointments of heads of committee. Also, you can go on your YouTube channel and tap Nighttime Heat. You go on your new YouTube channel and tap Nighttime Heat, and you watch the show, and after which you can subscribe as well. We'll be taking a few calls, I'm sure, later on, but let's hear from you, Representative Molba. We understand that there are some of your colleagues who have requested for medical leave. Initially, it was the speaker, the former speaker, rather. He requested for about 2 or 3 months. Later on, just recently, Yeke Koluba requested for leave. Tai Womwe and others, and we understand that there are a couple of individuals, a couple of you, who may likely request for additional leave, either medical or otherwise. Do you see this as an indirect protest against the leadership of Speaker Coon?
Speaker Coon, because every member have the right to their leave. Every member, when you are now, you have to go and and get some medication and see how best you can get well. And one thing is, we have other people from been out for a very long time. They only appeared in the election, Right? I know some police that have been out. Yeah, they down the sections where we go and sit, right? But then it is an election. People that have been out for almost a year, attend one time. So the issue lies with the rule on rule and order. So if you are a committee chair on rule and order, your duty is to make sure process, a fair process, where that if this person is not on our right, if this person is not coming, this person is absent, to make sure there should be a balance, right? Where for both ends, because I'm not looking at majority and minority now. We are all lawmakers. It should be for all ends. But you can have somebody from your group who have stayed over like 6-7 months, right? Only appear during election. Then you have speaker complain. No, I think it's not fair, and people need to look at it, right? So that we can have a balance where we all can work together. A house where because of what they did, and not because they are from my block or from the other block. Yeah.
Moses.
Yeah, honorable, just educate our people tonight. In keeping with the rules of the house, I know people heal differently, but in terms of duration, how long can the lawmakers stay out on the sick leave?
Usually on a sick leave is for 2 weeks. Yeah, according to the rule, you should for just 2 weeks, not more than 2 weeks. Not more than 2 weeks.
But the former speaker requested for 2 months, and his request was granted. Was that out of compliance with the rules?
Yeah, and maybe yeah. 2 weeks. We're looking at 2 section weeks. So 2 section weeks, maybe Thursday in a month. So you just check it. Roughly, it's just about 2 months.
Now, so if
2 weeks is like 14 days. 2 weeks is like 8 days, right? And in a month you have 8 days, section days. So 2 weeks.
Okay, I think you answered the question. But you getting me, Rep? Are you getting me now?
He need to work. Yeah.
The honorable did.
Yes,
He
he
did
did.
answer the question. He did answer. Yeah. Thank you, honorable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, honorable. Thank you. You listening to the Nighttime Heat right here on Prime FM 105.5. Again, you can share the show. Just tap on your Facebook page, Nighttime Heat. As soon as you do that, you'll be able to share the show and watch the show and share the show. We are encouraging you to share so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also be on top of what is happening in tonight on the Nighttime Heat. Also, we are on the YouTube channel live. You can tap again in the search area, Nighttime Heat. As soon as you do that, you're going to watch from the YouTube. You're going to watch the show live. We have as our guest representative Smo Molba. We earlier expected Representative Dixon Sibo. Later on, he declined. We invited Representative Colette. He said, "Well, we don't think we want to give that credence to some of our colleagues." And he asked a question: if now that we've seen President Barker, he has come to the presidency, the T in a way retained ministers of we are. So what do you expect? So in another word, he's saying that he doesn't see anything to be wrong with the manner in which the speaker is proceeding. But there are some lawmakers who are not quite happy. They are not pleased, especially with the appointment of heads of committee. They believe that it's in violation of the rules and regulations. Speaker Kofa did it yesterday, and the noise scheme. Now Speaker Kuhn is trying to allegedly, in fact, it's also carry on the same old practice, but by electing or by appointing a head of committees without going through the proper procedure. We're trying to get in touch with the spokesperson of the speaker as well, but we heard from Colette after he said that it's something that they don't want to give credence to because they don't want any noise in the house anymore. Now, Representative Molba, quoting what your colleague Colette said, you think that's the appropriate answer to have given to, especially you guys who are not quite pleased with the way the things are proceeding?
I think about position that we all look at. I think from their point, because they are in the position if 41.1 of our rule, it said no member shall misuse the power given to him. Member shall not use their power for or his own advantage or for committing act of partiality, but for the protection of the interest of the public and the citizen in a just manner, right? So under the rule there, it makes transparency also when you see Rule 40 from see that even just to go to do a selection-based vetting, where all of those that supported you, you give people position, right? Show transparent, right? And we should not use power because we are sitting in power, right? So they need to set it and make sure that we have where all of us can give our voices can be heard and our people interests can be seen. Like the issue of youth and sport, you cannot have a whole person on the committee of youth and sport. It makes no sense to the young people of this country. So they need to look at it. It can't just be me. I'm not saying me, but you have other people who are younger than me that need to occupy that position, and they have to. People believe it. Let's take for example, if or you are to the UK and they have a youth conference, right? Where you have an old person representing the young people from the parliament. You have people from the age of 18 upward to 35. So you have somebody 50 who represent the young people. You should be an advisor. You should be an advisor, not to be the head of a committee, a youthful committee. I think it's wrong. They need to look at it. I'm urging them to look at this part. They went against the rule. You should have to tear before you remove anyone because the position is for 3 years. Appointed by Kofa is for 3 years. So you hire all of those lying allegations against Kofa, then you are in a seat and you behave like Kofa. I think it's wrong, right? They need to look at it because the issue here is this: most of it is all well. If you listen to the video when we had the conversation with the president, right? When you listen to that video, there were people who doing that introductory speech. They said that I'm not on a committee. So you have people who are not satisfied. And in the issue of resolution, you need to have people who are satisfied. All sides to be satisfied. We can advance for progress. But being satisfied and they still have the wound inside, definitely there won't be something. I don't know, but at the future, there may be something different. And I want the house a better house.
Okay, thank you, Representative Molba. Let's try to speak with the spokesman of the office of the Speaker, Vesely. It's on our line. It's Vesely Sumo. Vesely, welcome to the Nighttime Heat. Vesely, welcome.
Hello.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Saba. Good evening to your listeners. Again, it's a pleasure to be on your network.
Okay, many thanks. We're trying to figure out here, Vesely, whether a renewed crisis is developing in the House of Representatives, especially over the appointment of heads of committee. We understand the Speaker is violating the rule 54.1, which allows for the head of a committee to only be removed by 2/3 majority. Is that what's happening in the House of Representatives currently?
Certainly not. And I listened to Representative Eugene Colley and a few of his colleagues who are sort of pushing that propaganda. I call it propaganda because it's actually not the truth. And I'm a little bit disappointed in them. You see, Saba, let me tell you and your listeners that, you see, the Liberian people are sort of tired with the legislature being embroiled in issues that are basically self-centered. The legislature decided, all parties, my boss, the Speaker, and the former Speaker, Councillor Fonati Kofa, and all those lawmakers who are of the interest of pushing the people's agenda decided that, okay, we'll allow bygones be bygones. We'll come to the table. We'll have a fresh election. Anybody who's elected will take on the mantle of authority and run the House of Representatives. Of course, this was a political arrangement. So this political arrangement was met, and we went to it, and Speaker Kun won. Of course, in line with the fact that the Speaker won, the Speaker is under obligation to announce all new members of the committees of the House of Representatives, which is his responsibility, authority given to him by the rules of the House. I listened to Representative Eugene Colley. He says Section 4.9 or 54.1 of the House rules says it has to be done after 3 years. Let me tell you the truth. Yesterday, Speaker Kun led an array of legislators to the executive mansion. The reason behind that meeting was so that the president will have the opportunity to talk to the legislature as a whole. In fact, as we speak, we don't see any majority bloc or minority bloc. We see everybody as members of the House of Representatives. Only Representative Eugene Colley and his likes see a divided House. That's why when the president called the meeting yesterday, they decided to go and have a press conference and distance themselves from what happened yesterday. Unfortunately for them, we are on the course of moving the country forward. Do they feel disenchanted? Any politician has a right to feel disenchanted. Are we against any rules? No. Do they feel that we are against any rules? It's up to them. If they feel that we are against any rules of the House, it's up to them to flag it. They can find the numbers, and we will take it to session. As far as we know, the Speaker is on par with the rules of the House in constituting the committees. I'm surprised at Representative Eugene Colley because even his bosses, Representative Musapelete or Representative Fonati Kofa has not made any claim against the decision of the Speaker to rename committees. I'm surprised that Representative Eugene Colley has decided to make an alarm, a false alarm for that matter, against the Speaker renaming committees. As a matter of fact, we have not decided that we are not giving committees to members of Representative Eugene Colley and his likes. In fact, we have named them on several committees. To see Representative Colley come to the public and make it appear like the Speaker is attempting to push a divided agenda is unfortunate. Very unfortunate for that matter.
Now,
I challenge Representative Colley that we are not against the rules of the House. If he feels that we are against the rules of the House, let him take it to plenary.
Let me ask you before my colleague comes in. By right, your boss supposed to be going in line with or acting in line with 54.1, but we just spoke. Also, we have on the show Representative Smoke Mulba, who believes that that was similar mistakes, in fact, made by Kofa. A similar thing now being repeated, and he's pushing for a merit, based appointment. Is that what your speaker? Is that what the speaker, the current speaker, Rachel Cohn, is following a merit base, or is he just picking from among his loyalists?
So you see, those lawmakers, Representative Smoke Mulba, Representative Eugene Colley, and their legs, of whom I have a lot of respect, are misinterpreting the rules of the House. You see, for us to get to where we are today, it took a lot of compromise. And the compromise that we met for us to get to where we are today took into consideration a lot of things. Among those things was the constitution of the committees at the House of Representatives. I'll leave the constitution of committees for a while. But you see, when the people of District 5 in Bon County elected Eugene Colley, they did not elect him because they knew that he would be the chairperson of any committee of the House. They elected him to go and represent them, to propose laws, and to provide oversight. For him to make his own committees as the primary focus of his being in the House is unfortunate. In fact, it's a disservice to the people of District 5 in Bon County. He should be primarily focused on leading the people of District 5, representing them, proposing laws, and providing oversight responsibilities. If he has come and said, we did not accept his bill, which proposes a law that benefits the people of District 5, will be listening. For him to make his argument simply about being on a committee is a disservice to the people of District 5. I wish the people of District 5 are listening, because this is a disservice to them.
But also, Vesely, let me hold you there. It's also a disservice to the lawmakers, especially those who feel they are qualified and competent to serve on committees, but they did not because they were not supporting the current speaker. It's also a disservice to them. Do you agree to that?
No, I don't agree, because you see, Saba, the rules of the House is clear. There is no academic qualification for being on a committee in the House. You know the rules of the House is, it says people, lawmakers or colleagues who are elected to be on committees should be selected on the basis of their qualification. Now, who determines what that qualification is? It did not say that the president of Ways and Means should be a financier. It did not say that the person or environment should be somebody who did environmental science.
So in another word, you are dismissing the fact that there's no need for any merit-based appointment because the rules didn't say that a person should obtain a degree or whatever it is before they can become head of committee. In other words, you're trying to dismiss what the lawmaker Small Mulba is proposing, right?
It's using Colley arguing, Representative Colley, arguing that he is agitating because he was not placed on the committee because of his qualification. No, that's not his argument. His argument is that
we are not talking about Eugene Colley. We are Small Mulba.
Small Mulba.
Yep.
You want to talk about Representative Small Mulba?
He's calling for a merit, based appointment for head of committee.
So I challenge. Let me openly challenge Representative Small Mulba to say that those who are advanced to those committees do not meet the qualification for being on those committees. Let me challenge him.
Okay.
Then he come and say that the chairperson of Ways and Means is not a financier. Then he come and say that the person of Rules and Order is not an administrator. Then he come and say that the person of Judiciary is not a lawyer. Let me challenge him openly.
Okay, please take a comment on the question from my panelist,
Look, Summer, Mr. Vesely, how are you? Do you hear me, Mr. Vesely?
Too clear.
Or do you hear me? Okay, by the way, this is the point I would like to make, Summer. If I were the Speaker of the House of Representatives, as of this evening, Mr. Vesely will have no job in my office. He's a terrible PR person.
He's a terrible PR person?
He's a very terrible PR person. For this man to come and tell us that appointment committees should not be on the basis of merit, it's a disservice to Liberia. How do you take a journalist like me and make me chair on Ways, Means, and Finance, and you expect productivity from that committee? How possible can that be? And it is so unfortunate that Mr. Vesely comes here to dismiss. He's been very dismissive, condescending, disrespectful to these honorable lawmakers. He comes here and say we're not elected to serve on committees. Don't they have the right? When Mr. Kuhn and the other 49 individuals who claim to be quote-unquote majority black, when they levied the litany of allegations against the former speaker, they did not say that the appointment of committee heads did not take into consideration the laws or the rules of the House. Representative Mulba and the others are saying that, look, everything Mr. Kuhn has done doesn't conform to the rules of the House. And you have a PR person come and say, well, these people are in the wrong. If I were the speaker today, I would dismiss this man immediately.
Okay, let's
creating more problems.
He's creating more problems. Okay, Vesely, you heard my panelist. She said, well, if he were the speaker, he would have dismissed you. You would have had no job tonight because of the way you're trying to create more tension in the House by your reactions or response tonight.
So, I really did not get him clear. I really struggled to get him, but I got a gist of what he was trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, I can understand these pro-Kofa zealots. So they claiming to be panelists of radio stations. That your panelist is a pro-Kofa zealot.
You calling me a pro-Kofa zealot?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
why?
He referred to the majority as a quote-unquote majority. That's the basis of me referring to him as a pro-Kofa zealot, because those who were blinded in this Kofa ideology are pro-Kofa zealots. He's one of them. I have no regret for saying that. He says, I will have been dismissed. He says, I'm a poor PR. I pay to him. He has not been following me. He doesn't know me. He can sit in the US and decide who is a proper PR or a pro PR. It's up to him. But I've done a wonderful job, and I know that because I received enough public acclamation for what I've done. He doesn't know the rules of the house. I challenge him. Face down. He doesn't know it. He doesn't know the rules of the house. I will quote every single provision of the rules of the house. He can't do that. I'm saying that.
Oh yes, just hold.
Representative Eugene Kwali.
1 minute.
If I have not sounded disrespectful to any of the lawmakers, he says I'm sounding disrespectful to them. That's false. Even referring to them, I continuously say that their constituents voted them to represent and make laws for them. I never one day, not a single time, sounded demeaning to any of the lawmakers. I see them every day. In fact, some of the very people I come on the radio to talk against, I see them every day and they have no issue. He's sitting in the US and deciding who's supposed to talk to who and say what to who. You know, sometimes you have to tell those people in the US that we are here.
Okay.
And we're doing the job for the Liberian people.
Okay, just hold the line. We have, I think, Representative Small Molba wants to come in. Rep, you wanted to come in.
All right. Yeah. I when we talk about standardized selection process and merit-based system, I think we listen to the young colleagues there. I think I have issue with that. He's a young man and he needs to be very careful. The thing about a standardized selection process is this. You have the Committee on Post and Telecommunication, 59.12 of our rule. That committee should be given to Emmanuel Down. I think he's the one heading that committee. Emmanuel Down should have been the spokesperson for the House of Representatives and not that young man. So that's a misplacement. And when you get the concept, that's one of the things we're talking about a merit-based system. That's a misplacement there. To have somebody outside of the House of Representatives to speak on behalf of lawmakers, I think is not to the interest of all of us. That's one aspect of it. Then he went on to say, Representative Eugene Kwali, right? He was elected to go and serve his people. But then remember, our three cardinal functions. One of those functions is to go and make law. And when you check the Constitution in Article 31, I want you to read. Let me school you small. In Article 31, in the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, 1986 Constitution, it says that before we take a seat as lawmaker, we should take a solemn oath to protect what? The Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The Constitution is law that's govern us. And out of those laws, we have a rule that form part of the Constitution that is supported by the Constitution. If that talk about tutor in order to remove a committee chairperson and co-chair, tutor, he's saying that it's not in the rule book, then he's not a lawmaker. He shouldn't be in that position. He needs to be removed. So I feel disenchanted by you, Sober George, tonight to be sitting here and call somebody outside of the scope of our terrain to be sitting here to speak. He's not a lawmaker. I shouldn't be discussing with him. He will not understand the intricacies of public policy. He lacked the intricacies of it. So he needs to be aware of it. To use words, You listen to the word he used on Eugene. The lack of Eugene and others. Right? He should be very careful. Because the thing is, the tag could change anytime. The tag could change anytime. When they change, you will not be in a position. So in order to create that connectivity with other young people, you should go by the law. Go by the rule. Protect the image of the law. Set aside and to make one of the words, I take a step to that, and he needs to change from it. He needs to desist.
Okay.
He needs to desist.
The reason why Yes, Rep. The reason why we thought that it was quite necessary to call him up is because he's a spokesperson of the speaker, and what we're talking about, it has to do with the speaker making appointments, in violation of your rule 54.1.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Yes, come in quickly.
Yeah, please. And I listened to Representative Small, and again, I don't like people thinking that I'm attempting to disrespect lawmakers. When I say Representative Eugene Colley is lies, I don't see the disrespect in that. It means that those who feel or think the same way like him, there's no disrespect in that. I understand Representative Small attempting to make it appear like legislative issues are only for lawmakers to discuss. That's false. That's absolutely false. I was on the radio on Prime FM about 2 weeks ago, and Representative Clarence Gar, who is also a member, in fact, that was before the elections. The Clarence Gar is also a member of our blog. He called on the radio and said a few things. I openly disagree with him. That doesn't mean I'm disrespecting him. How does Representative Small Moba see disagreement as disrespect? Some of our leaders have to understand that people will not have to always agree with you. He says the rules of the House, people who do not work as lawmakers do not have any right to disagree with them. That's unfortunate. Our lawmakers have to understand that we, who are also citizens, have got the right to read the rules of the House and understand it and disagree with them and to go against it. I know Small Moba, Representative Moba, I know him very well. He's a big brother. I know him so very well. And I respect him. I would never disrespect him. So, the same respect I have for Representative Eugene Colley, I would never at any point in time disrespect any of my boss's colleagues. I would never do that. So I don't want him to make it appear like I was trying to disrespect them. I would never do that. My boss, I'm sure, is listening to this program tonight.
Okay.
So let me just conclude. So the speaker did not go against any rule of the House. What Representative Eugene Colley and Representative Small Moba and all those who believe in what they have said are attempting to do is to paint a picture of the speaker being a rebellious person going against the rules. That's false. Before we got to this point, there was a political compromise. As part of that compromise, the speaker was supposed to reconfigure the leadership of the House. Representative Moba knows that. He should not come to the public and pretend. That's where my problem is. He knows that.
Was it in the resolution? Was it part of the resolution that Speaker Kuhn will go about doing appointment? Was it in the resolution? Was it part of the resolution? The people, the Liberian people listening to us. They are listening to us. I'm asking a question. Was it part of the resolution?
Representative Moba is
please.
Representative Moba is.
Yeah, Chief, I'm listening.
Yeah, he's asking whether it was part of the resolution.
What I'm saying was it? Yeah, whether it was part of the resolution.
So
the resolution.
Who will go about appointing?
So answer the question now. Was it part of the resolution, Vesely?
Which resolution?
You said that we had an agreement. We listened to it. We all listened to it. We had an agreement. So I'm asking, was it part of the resolution? The resolution is an agreement. There was settlement, right? And in the resolution, there should be a stipulation that we see.
Some of the Liberian people are listening. Let's make this clear.
But I'm not getting
Go ahead.
I don't intend to sound disrespectful to the lawmaker. The compromise that led up to an election on last Tuesday, or the Tuesday before last, I don't remember when it was, did not include the resolution that was signed. No. Former President Salif and other political actors led the
negotiations
that led us to elections. As part of those negotiations, there were compromises made. Representative Mobile knows it. And that, I don't want him to come to the public and pretend, because he knows it. There were compromises made, and as part of those compromises, that we will go to elections. And anybody who wins, we will basically, and I'm using my words carefully, we would basically start afresh. So as part of that compromise, as part of those negotiations, that's why we're starting afresh. Why is it that only Representative Colley and maybe now Representative Smallwood are too concerned about article of section 54.1 of the House's rules? Why aren't the others concerned? Representative was in that committee. Why is he concerned?
Everyone concerned. Everybody concerned. Everyone concerned of it. Mr. Sober, the thing here is Mr. Sober, the thing here is this, right? I told you over and over, I have no interest in your job. But because I'm elected as a lawmaker, I need to go and work. So I should serve my people. The thing here is, with the issue of greed, I don't want to be part of it, right? Many times they gave me a position, I refuse it. But I'm telling you that there is nothing stipulated in the resolution that says that Richard should go and carry on appointment. There's nothing in the resolution. So when we set a resolution that will go against our rule, you think Kofa is that crazy to set a resolution to go against the rule? He's not. So the young man need to stop lying. The young man's not giving the actual information. I dare him to release that information. They have it. If they have the resolution, let them release it to the library people. Let the library people read it. No party should keep it as a secret. Right? Let the public read it.
So I come in.
Let me just come in.
Yes, hold
I don't want to challenge the lawmaker because they will be seeing like I'm challenging a colleague of my boss. I don't want to do that. I will stop here. Wherever Representative Mova wants to say to the public,
no issue with that.
I had to say.
You see the city got a read it. Don't keep it. It's not a secret.
Before you go, Vesely.
Yeah.
Okay. Before you go, please. Finally, before you go, there are some of the lawmakers who, in fact, have been they've requested already for some medical leave and some leave to do something else. About three we heard about Taiwan. We heard about Yeka Koruba. We heard about others. Fine, for Nandi Kofa. And we understand that additional will be asking for leave. Is it concerning to the speaker?
No, maybe we should ask Representative Smallwood, who's agitating about one portion of the rules and forgetting.
No, I'm asking you. Is it concerning the speaker?
No. Someone listen. You see, when laws are made, they are not made to satisfy anybody. And there is no portion of a particular set of rules that is more important than another. Representative Mova and Representative Eugene Colley and others are sitting. Representative Yankoba is demanding a 2 months absence from the House on the account of sick leave. So has Representative Funaji Kofa and Representative Tawombe.
What do you say about that?
I'm not arguing that there are House's rules to leave.
May I just please?
1 minute. 1 minute. Let Vesely answer.
You see, this is the service to our people. And because I don't want to be seen as going against them, because my boss don't want to go against them. My boss, the speaker, wants to incorporate everybody. He's not a forcing person. He doesn't want to be parallel.
Has he reached out? Has he reached out?
Yeah, he has reached out.
And I also care about your boss. I care about your boss.
What is he saying? I'm not getting him.
Okay, but the question I come before you go.
We have on leave. We have Steve on leave. There are so many of them on leave.
Your argument, your question was, is it concerning?
Yeah, surely.
Yes, it is, because those people are supposed to do supposed to be doing the work of the people who elected them. But you see, my boss, the speaker, is not the one who told the people to come be representatives. Group of people voted for them in their districts. If they decide that they want excuse from doing the work of their people, it is their people who are supposed to be agitated, not us. So yes, as much as it is concerning, we will grant them their excuse.
Okay, so before you go, let me pan on this. Moses Sandy, I don't respond or make a comment before you go, please. I know you want to.
Yeah, Mr. Vesely, let me reiterate again for you and for the people of Liberia. If I were Speaker Kun today, you will have no job in my office. Because first thing you're contradicting. Listen, Vesely, listen.
Vesely, let the man speak.
He's attempting to make me look inefficient.
No, wait, 1 minute, 1 minute, Vesely. Vesely, let the man speak.
That's wrong.
Listen to you. Get the chance now.
Opinion is subject to what I feel about it. So I will tell you that he's wrong.
Vesely, let me reiterate again. Let me help you understand. I live in a society where Vesely, listen, my man. I live in a society where we don't talk together. That's how we do it here. Even if I did out of courtesy for you, I listen to you. You refer to me as a zealot. You say, I don't know anything about what I did not cut you off. Why can't you allow me to speak? So I'm saying to you, if I were Speaker Kun today, you have no job in my office as of tonight.
Yeah, you will never be Speaker Kun.
Listen to me, man. Listen. I told you, we don't talk together. It's very uncivilized when someone is speaking and you're cutting them off. We don't do that.
I mean, you don't know me, man.
Yeah, that was trying to educate you. Listen.
Okay, I think we have to
the spokesman is very contradictory. He says, former speaker Kofa, Yeke Koluba, and the others are demanding. The Honorable Representative Moba is here. Speaker Kofa did not demand. Honorable Yeke Koluba did not demand. You made a request. When you make a request asking for permission, is that not demand? On that basis, again, if I were Kun today, I would dismiss this man immediately.
Okay, so let's leave it at that. Let's try to open the lines. Let's try to open the lines. 0778 460 Vesely, I think you can drop the line. 0778.
No, I'll keep on the line. You got to call us. I will keep on the line.
Okay. 460793. Let me take the callers. 0778 460 That's the number to call, and you are live on the Nighttime Heat tonight. We have the spokesperson of the speaker. He's here. He has joined us. Vesely Molba. Vesely is on the line, and of course, we also have our panelists, Moses and Representative Sumo Molba. Let's take the first caller quickly. Good evening, caller. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
This is Pascal David.
Let's hear from you, Pascal. Let's hear from you. Okay. It seems that Pascal is not. We need to take another caller quickly. Good evening.
Good evening, Sabbath. Good evening. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah, thank you. This is John D. Tama. Sorry for the poor quality of my voice.
Okay.
Let me say good evening to your panelists, and let me say good evening to Vesely. The impact in this house, I don't know what the people continue to drag this thing again to another stage. All right. I listened to my brother from the US. Look, let me tell you something. In the very society that you live in the US, some things that go on worse than even this. But you guys in the US refuse to admit to the fact. All right? So do not consider our society to say, oh, we are better off, and listen to you very carefully. All right? So Vesely is doing a piece of job for the Liberian people. And he asks him on a daily basis. So I don't know what you're saying. You continue to attack Vesely. Look, my brother, you guys in the US should stop holding the tea and pudding. If you want to work with Kofa, you can come back to Liberia and do the job of Kofa.
Okay. You made a point. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
To Vesely and also the still guest in America or your panel in America. My name is Sekou Fubana in Pachi.
Okay.
Thank you for the discussion. The program is very fun. I want to say Vesely, thank you. Vesely, but never be deterred. In Liberia, the society. If you are a journalist and you will stay a journalist, if you know how people can behave. But let me say this. Speaker Kun, thank you, because with the guy that in America, the discussion you gain, because they get all get the small mobile that inside there. So what they're trying to say, so we will be the judge, so they can do that. We the Liberia will be the most of that men will not go by again.
Okay.
They will not go in now.
Okay. Let's take this caller. You made your point already. Good evening.
Saba?
Yes, sir.
This is Pascal David.
Mm-hmm.
Look, basically, there's only one thing I can promise you. You will see it very soon. This is Richard Kun for you. You are a young man from France who stood against bad governance, who criticized people. You abuse people for not respecting the law, but you support a lawless man. Definitely, this is Richard Kun. Maybe you don't know the history of Richard Kun. Maybe you don't know. But look, I understand. This is a country where not many persons can boast of exactly. Oh yeah, you're a young man. You want to wear the plastic chain. You want to have a gold ring. You want to wear the purple suit. So you don't care. So definitely, defend Kun. Look, my man, there are two persons when you defend like bro. I know who you're defending. Defend Jeremiah Kun and defend Richard Kun. Defend two of them. And you think you're getting away. Oh yeah, big ball. And you come here to speak for a puppet who has disrespected the Constitution. You will want to refer to as a speaker. That's a shame and woe on you. I know what his name is. It's a shame and disgrace for you and your family.
Okay, just hold it on, Vesely. Vesely, Vesely, you make the correction. You make the correction later on.
No. Don't bring Vesely back here. Somebody don't do that. Vesely, stay away.
Vesely, you make your point later on. You make your point 0778 460 Again, 0778 460 That's the number to call, and you are live on the Nighttime Heat tonight. Again, 0778 460 0778 460 That's the number to call, and you are live. You want to call from the diaspora, the number is right there on the screen. You can also place your calls and be part of the discussion tonight. Again, 0778 460 Let's take this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Sabbath, and thank you for having me on your show.
Okay.
I'm Samuel City, and I called from GSA Junction, Pittsville.
Let's hear from you quickly.
Yes, I want to commend Vesely in the city there, who is trying to propagate the function of the office of the speaker in providing excellent education for those who do not understand the function of the legislature. Now, I'm listening to Representative Morva saying it's wrong for the speaker to make appointment. So I don't know who make the appointment for positions at the House of Representatives. So I don't know. It's like most
no, that's not true. That's not true.
So I believe Mr. Bolba still want to bring that same impasse that have been resolved into that place there. But as well, the previous caller said, wait for us. Let Representative Bolba there, Funadi Kofi, and the rest of them wait for 2029. The problem they have caused in this country will stay there in 2029. Thank you for your show.
Okay, 0778-460-793. Good evening. 0778-460-793. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is Vamuyan Toure, and I call you from Roville.
Let's hear from you, Vamuyan.
You see, the fellow there in the United States is using anger. And because he's using anger on the show, he's making no sense. Basically, is making better sense than him. He is saying that in America, when somebody talks, the other person does not talk. You know how many awful things going on in America? Basically, is making more sense in the discourse than he in America there. Because basically, he's saying the right thing. Or Richard Kuhn was elected. Richard Kuhn has the right to make appointment. And so you tell me that when there's a new election, the speaker does not have the right to make appointment. You see that? So he put in too much anger.
Okay.
Attacking.
Okay, you
too
make
much
a point.
Anger, too much anger, too much attacking. Basically, he's not attacking him, but he keeps attacking.
Okay, you made your point. Let's take this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Saba Charles.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you. We're okay, sir.
Yeah, good evening to your many listeners who find a broadcast. Good evening. Firstly, let me tell you three things. First of all, let me call my name. My name is Charles Go. I call from District 8, Alaska. Firstly, let me say these things to you. You have already articulated the issue well. Me just say this. Saba Charles, the guys opposite the Lone Star Cell will always come on with a type of poor analysis. Who telling especially say you want to wear purple suit? How will you come with discussing national governance of the country? Still are setting the state. The man is telling you what's quoting. He's talking about purple suit.
Okay. You made your point. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you quickly.
Okay, I want to say thank you very much to your co-hosts. I want to say to everyone that listening to me, our brother in the United States, even down to say, their party settlement, they are not taking the weird thing to boom. Even though that when they put a opposite lose ourselves, everybody they are so party settlement. When people are party settlement, they will not see the truth, they will not see the reality. They will have to say what they can say to satisfy themselves. So what President is saying, he's saying it because of his interest. And we're working for the speaker now. And those that are speaking from wherever they speak, everyone of them are party settlement.
Okay.
But I want to say to the President,
okay,
whatever they say, you know what he's saying, you know the intent. Everybody that speak, they have that intent. So when you speak whatever side,
okay,
you have your intent.
Okay, let's take this call quickly. Another caller is on the line. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you quickly.
Yeah, Sabot. And let me say good evening to firstly. I'm in Monrovia. My name is Theophilus Tito Bedesakon. So, firstly, let me say thank you for the deliberation and bringing understanding to the discourse. Of course, we know that people who and I agree, with the knowledge that you brought forth, but we know that's the reality, right? You do not expect for speaker, okay, who was elected by his colleague to work alone or to maintain. If the speaker wants to maintain, those who were on committee on the former speaker, well, then he left with his own volition, but you cannot force him to, right? Especially that political reward cannot be found in heaven. Those who stood their ground and stood by the rule of Lord and make sure that today the horse crisis are resolved. I think those people too need to bring forth their expertise, and so maintain having them on the committee is nothing wrong. But for somebody to say because they take you from a committee and the working in law say you're supposed to make 3 years on a committee, go to the court. That is something called they say the was wrong. If that happens, then we know then we can now have understanding to know what we can do. But until then, the speaker was never wrong.
Okay.
And definitely it was not a mistake for Speaker Coon to choose you and or select you as the official person for his office. Thank you so much.
Many thanks. Let's take this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Let's hear from you quickly.
This is Emmanuel David, joining from the township of West Point.
Let's hear from you, Email.
As it relates to the discussion ongoing, for me, what I foreseen, the way the speaker takes over power as speaker for the House of Representatives, I'm not seeing being there for a long time. Yeah, I'm not seeing being there for a long time. In fact, there is already a protest against him by those guys who are already putting in for this surgery. This surgery is not meant that they are actually sick, but they are not satisfied with working relationship because he not show being remote towards them with all the impact, all the hard feelings that happen between them. He's not seen as a reconciler. So for me, I think Fanati will stay longer than him being speaker. That's how I put it.
Okay.
There's a short put on him.
Okay.
He will not stay.
Okay, you made a point already. Let's take this caller quickly. Good evening.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, good evening from FM. My name is Mohammed, and I'm joining from Central Monrovia.
Let's hear from you, Mohammed.
Thank you so much. I believe that the speaker is listening tonight because Vesely is online or is in studio. Let me say that let Vesely play his role by defending the office of the speaker and his integrity. And this is the reason for which people always have problems with leaders. The reason for which the guy was removed, Onati Kopa was removed, and today you are in power, you are a speaker and repeating similar and the same thing that he did. Today is very unfortunate. The information that is coming out from the House of Representatives, it is not encouraging. Vesely and the other guys, the other folks in the office of the speaker need to put their feet on fire to make sure that the advices that they provide to the speaker is held to. It will not be the same 6 and 7. You remove the person, then you come back, the same thing you were doing, you continue to do the same thing. It is not good at all for our democracy. Thank you very much.
Many thanks. Let's take this caller. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
How are you?
I'm okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for the program. Yeah, I call from APRC.
Let's hear from you.
Yeah. So is a judge. Yeah. So I blame you. What the guy was saying, Pascal Harry or Pascal David. He calling the speaker proper. He was supposed to call him up. Pascal was working with Samuel, district sales representative, because of a ruler, the man tagged him from his office so that the same ruler can be carried on the station. When you call, you will start insulting, you will start to insult our leader name. It's not fair that he's a rude guy.
Okay.
Pascal is a rude guy. So you were supposed to call him off. You were not supposed to call the speaker proper.
He made a statement already before he went off.
He made a statement. He made a statement like that.
Okay.
He started calling the vice president me.
Okay, so we'll make sure that he doesn't do that anymore. Good evening.
No.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Let's hear from you.
Let me appreciate the previous caller that just left. You know, this guy like Hot FM gave Pascal media blackie. He can never call this again because of the team attitude he exhibited. And this is not good. Because we are not in power today, we must burn the country. You get enough. Okay. You can't use media to call the DPS. Listening to prayer for someone start insulting. I said, how they impact like Trump? They blacking because of the team. And if you continue, they will be half for it.
We're blacking also. We're blacking also. Rest assured. Okay, so thank you very much for all the calls.
The blacking off in the morning show. In the morning show.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
You can't call there.
Thank you. You made your point. We want to thank all of the callers. We're not taking additional calls. We need to go back to our studio guests, our panelists to also respond. Rep, you listen to the callers. Let begin with you, and then maybe Wesley, and then our panelist, Moses Sunday.
Yeah. All right. Summer.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but I would like to say that usually I accept most invite so that we can be able to share ideas, have good conversation, and to enlighten our people on issues that govern our public policy. But most often I'm not moved by a call. I would like you to know that, because sometimes after the program, people look at the video and do their analysis. So with the issue of call, because most often before a guy comes on the show in Liberia, people pay people to call, right? So we have call agents. So I'm not moved by call. Let me get that straight. My thing is the interest of the people of Liberia, where we see that it's things that are not. Our duty is to make sure to have a say and have a voice so that the interest of our country can be heard. So most of the conversation that went on that talked about the rules, right? And our work as a lawmaker, we have three cardinal functions: representation, oversight, and lawmaking. So with the issue of lawmaking, we took an oath to protect the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Most of them people are not reading the Constitution. If you look at Article 31 in the Constitution, the oath we took is about protecting the Constitution. So in the Constitution, we have other laws that support the Constitution, which is one that we established because the Constitution gave right to us to make other laws, right? So, but it should be in line with the Constitution. So with this law, 54 is there. Whether you have a speaker, the position is almost like a 10-year position, 3 years. You cannot move an individual. I'm not looking for position. I'm making clear because our given committee, I rejected it because the issue of committee to me seems to be greed, right? Where everybody think that when you have committee, you make more money. And that shouldn't be the thing. The thing we're elected to seek the interest of our people. So how a committee help the interest of the people? That's the thing. So my thing is to be in the house, whether committee or no committee, anything that will come on the floor, we fight against it when it's not in the interest of the people. That's my thing. So the issue of committee, I'm not worried about committee. But what I'm worried about is to uphold the law. If we cannot uphold the law of this country, every time we go against the law, then we are not doing the right thing. We are doing the wrong thing. We are lawbreaker. We are not lawmaker. Because we make our duty is to protect the law. So if you have a rule here, you have a law here that protect the image of the house, and then we say, no, we are not going with it because I'm elected, I will remove everybody and bring in my people. This thing is not the president's seat. It's not the presidency. Where when you come in, you make your appointment so people can support you, people that support you can back you, right? No, that's not it. It's not politics. This is about law, the policy, right? So I listen to legislative politics, I listen to all of these things, but legislative policy instead go along with rules and procedure. So if we cannot abide by our own rules, then what will we abide by? So my thing here is this to Liberian people. Yeah.
Okay. Wesley, you can come in quickly, and then my panelists.
Thank you, Sobo. And let me begin my comments by saying that I have the utmost respect and admiration for Representative Small. I mean, I know him. He probably doesn't know me, but I really know him. You know, I mean, I know him like that, and I really do respect him. I admire him, and he's somebody, every time he passes by me, I'll speak to him. Maybe he probably doesn't know me. But let me say this. I listened to him trying to disregard the opinion of the callers because most of them sort of sided with me. He's making it appear like people can program the callers. So you called me, I missed your call because I was watching a football game. I had to come, walk away from the noise. I'm sure the music is still in the background. Just to call you because you had told me that you wanted me to be on the show. There's no way I would have programmed any group of people to call on the show. Whoever called on the show made their opinion based on what they think. I don't want him to think that way because I'm a journalist myself and I used to be a talk show host, so I know how people think about what we talk show hosts do. Secondly, Pascal Davis called on the show. A couple of callers made this point. You see, Sober, we have a responsibility. When people call on the show and attempt to ridicule our leaders on the basis of what they think or what they feel, we should correct them. Somebody calls on the show and says the speaker is a puppet. Correct him. There's no argument about that. Tell him no. We can't allow you to say that. You can't call him I will never allow him to do that. I'm not telling you what to do, but I think you should do it. And I just wanted to make that point. Lastly, you see, Sober, I have not eaten my senses just because I'm working for the speaker. When I talk on the basis of the law. And I talk on the basis of the politics because it's a political theater. Representative Mauba is being unfair to the public by making it appear like the reason why we're here is not because we met some compromises. I'm saying the speaker is doing what he is doing now, and there is no agitation from the key actors who were against him because this was a part of the compromise that was made. If Representative Mauba doesn't know that, maybe he needs to ask. But the reason why the speaker is reconstituting committees is because it was a part of the compromise that led us to where we are today. Listen, when I made a case and said that the court had no right to meddle in the politics of the legislature, it is because it was a political situation and politics would have solved it. Politics has solved it. We are where we are because political actors met a compromise. It is that compromise that we own for Representative Mauba to come to the public and make it appear like it is based on the basis of the rules. It's unfortunate. He has to stop that. He has to stop that because he is attempting to pin himself white to the public and pin the rest of his colleagues black. That's unfortunate in his part. Look, we are here because the public was tired of what was happening at the House. Political actors had to meet a compromise. As part of that compromise, they said we'll go to first election. Anybody that wins will have several opportunities to do what X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z, in that case, will mean constituting committees.
Okay.
Today, that is why Speaker Kun is constituting committees.
Okay.
The Mauba is let's stop that. That's the point I want to make to the public.
Many thanks. Let's
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay, let's hear from a panelist quickly. Moses Sandy.
Yeah, look, Sober, Representative Mauba, it was a pleasure being here with all of you. The people in Monrovia, Mr. Vesely, the PR person in the office of Speaker Kun. Look, many people would know me in the media.
Vesely, you spoke. Let the man speak, please.
No, but he's speaking the purpose of what is the reality. That man refer to the speaker as Speaker Kun. He refer to the speaker as Kun. Tell him to refer to the speaker as Speaker Kun. It doesn't matter what he likes.
Vesely, please let the man speak. Let the man land.
Tell a poor contact dealer to refer to the speaker as Speaker Kun. Tell him it.
Vesely, I would not encourage this from you, please.
Sober. The man's the speaker. The man's the speaker. He need to do that. To respect our leader. Yeah, he's the speaker Kun. He's right.
Moses California. Tell Moses to refer to the speaker as Speaker Kun.
But you have to wait now.
No, you should do it. Don't have to tell you to do it.
Vesely, the man is doing it. Please, quiet. Please, you got to be quiet. Yeah, Moses, go ahead.
Yes, Sobot and the people of Nigeria. I think Vesely has just proven me right that he doesn't have to be in the office of Speaker Kung.
Oh, that man going to reality. Let me tell the speaker that is the
Listen, my man, listen now. You want me to teach you social etiquette, my man? Don't you know the basic social etiquette? I told you when we talk, we don't talk. We talk one at a time. Listen, keep quiet now, my man. Let me speak.
You're not on the show. I'll be making those.
Who are you, by the way, to decide whether I can speak or not?
Because I'm also a person that was called on the show.
I'm keep quiet. You're demonstrating your childishness. Don't do that.
So I think I need to go.
Yeah.
Thank you. When you call it police of mind, don't call people who don't understand the intricacies of public policy.
So, guys, it was a pleasure being here. It was a pleasure being here, and thank you so much for the opportunity. I think it was indeed a good show, and I look forward to coming back again. So, but thank you so much.
On Friday we'll have. Okay, thank you, Vesely. You have to go now, Vesely. You have to go, please. All your colleagues have gone. You have to go. Okay, so on Friday we'll have a very, very strong political figure. We know him from down the line. I mean, he finally came to prominence around the days of former President Taylor, and then he also worked in the Sirleaf's administration. Dan Moriah will be our guest. He'll be here to talk about Mama Liberia. Where are we heading? Some of the pitfalls, some of the challenges we are making, and how do we advance the interests of our country? Dan Moriah will be here. In fact, it's an exclusive interview. He alone will be on the show, and we'll be talking about Mama Liberia. He's a very strong political figure, very articulative. You'll be right here on this platform. So please join me. That is on Friday at 8:30 when Dan Moriah will be sitting in this studio. On behalf of our producers, Saba George is my name. Join us on Friday. Have a pleasant time.